Okay guys, so a super common question that I get about walking onto football teams is if you weigh enough, if you're big enough, are you tall enough, are you fast enough, stuff like that. Usually it just has to do with are you heavy enough and are you tall enough. So I'm going to show you a quick way to figure out kind of what your school is going to be looking for. So assuming that you wanted to walk onto like Alabama's football team, what I would do is I would type in Alabama football roster and then click right here. You can do this for any school, pretty much. I mean, every school I've ever looked at has something like this, and this is going to list every player on the roster, their position, their height, and their weight, and their class. So make sure you're also kind of comparing yourself to other freshmen, because you are going to get bigger as you're training and as you're in their program. So pay attention to that, but then find whatever position you are. Stupid ad. Find whatever position you are and figure out what the common weight and height is for that. And do keep in mind, they kind of fudge these numbers a little bit. It's pretty common for a football team to fudge the height by 1 or 2 inches and the weight by up to even 20 pounds sometimes, but I'd say it's fair to say they're gonna fudge it by 5 to 10 pounds. So what I usually do is hit Command Find on a Mac, and then type in WR for wide receiver, because that's what I am. And then I'll kind of go down the list. Okay, so he's 6'2", 191 pounds. This guy's 6'1", 188 pounds. 6'2", 195, and you can kind of go through like that. If you wanted to be a linebacker, you can see this guy's 6'1", 228, and he's a freshman. So that'll give you a good idea of kind of what you have to live up to if you want to walk on. And I wouldn't look at the bare minimum. If it looks like the average receiver 6'1", 190, you don't want to be trying to walk on at 160 pounds. Even if there's like one guy on the team that's 160, try to get your weight to what the average weight is for that position if you can. But that'll give you a good picture. So let's just take this guy's name for instance. Let's say you want to know about how fast these guys are, because let's say you run a 4.7 40 and you want to know how that's going to compare. Open a new tab, type in the guy's name, and then 40-yard dash, and then right here you can look at was that the same guy? No, it's a different guy. Right here, scout.com, this has a lot of guys' profiles on there. You can see 6'1.5 and his 40-yard dash time is 4.45. And again, especially in the high school and college level, they do fudge numbers a good amount, but he probably does run about a 4.45 to 4.55, I would say. So obviously Alabama is an extremely high level school, so you got to be pretty good if you want to walk onto a team like that. And that's a scholarship guy, I'm pretty positive, so you don't necessarily have to be that good. But again, if you're wondering how big you gotta be or how fast you gotta be, doing just a quick search like this will give you a really good idea of that. You can also use the roster to try to get an idea of what positions they might be short on, and then just do some research, do some Googling, see if you can find out what positions they're recruiting for. I'd even search for their athletic department's phone number and call some people and see if you can get any information on what kind of positions they're looking for, that sort of thing, and plan everything out as far ahead of time as possible. So hopefully that helps answer your questions about how big, how fast, and all that stuff you gotta be to play college football. It's really specific on what school you want to play for. So this is a really good way to check exactly what your school is looking for, not just in general how big should a college wide receiver, linebacker, or lineman be. This will help you get a much better picture of what your goals should be. So thanks for watching the video. Hope that was helpful. See you next time, guys.